Let's lay down some hard-hitting, unfiltered advice for both new and veteran tank players stepping into the midnight endgame scene. Tanks are given little to no structural guidance or actual training on their macro role by modern interfaces, leaving them scrambling for answers to complex positional questions in the middle of live keys. By the end of this brief, you will find absolute clarity on the two pillars that define a great tank: how to properly baseline your readiness using the latest in-game systems, and a couple of reality-shattering metrics that change how you view your team. The pillars of mastery: knowledge and readiness. The core of the tank role relies on exactly two pillars: knowledge and readiness. Furthering your depth in these two areas is what takes you further in your role. Knowledge is knowing the exact mechanical profile of an encounter before the key is ever inserted. Readiness is having your active mitigation so deeply burned into your muscle memory that you can control spatial chaos when a pull goes sideways. You cannot outgear a lack of readiness. The routing, baseline, and roster respect. Let's clear up the myth about dungeon routing. Ever since the game introduced the option to toggle the visual pathing highlight through Lindormi, the baseline pathing excuse is entirely dead. This tool paints an effective route onto the floor to kill exactly enough enemies for the dungeon's kill count requirement. But do not mistake it for a yellow brick road that solves the run for you. It has zero effect on the timer, it provides the baseline path, but it still requires you to keep the pace and execute the mechanics flawlessly to actually time the key. Because the baseline math is already laid out for you, by the time you step into a higher progression tier, you are expected to know the what's what of that dungeon. If you halt a run to ask a complex tactical question that text chat can't handle, and someone tells you to go watch a video, they aren't being toxic. It is fundamentally not another player's job to coach the tank. They are protecting their unlimited time. A great tank respects their roster's time by walking in fully prepared, using the in-game pathing as a bare minimum floor and executing with pre-studied authority. Re-evaluating metrics and the meta. Mechanically, holding threat in modern WoW is comically easy if you play your character even halfway correctly. Merely holding aggro does not make you special. Factually, a hunter or warlock tank pet can do the exact same job at that baseline rate if you are failing. Good tanks are special because of their macro strategy and spatial execution. An unearned ego kills groups. Recognize that your role is a utility to optimize the team, not an indispensable crown. Furthermore, modern gaming is obsessed with the top 1% meta. High-end progression demands precise execution from a coordinated roster of people operating at peak performance. What works for world-first players works because of their specific comp stability and communication sync. Seeing a massive high-risk pull on a professional stream does not mean you or your group is mechanically capable of handling that specific damage profile. The core preparation suite. Because the game doesn't actively push its core training mechanics on the UI anymore, players forget they exist. If you need a controlled environment to build baseline muscle memory on your main, or safely test your core buttons on an alt before risking a group's timer, look at the Proving Grounds in Kunlai Summit. The Proving Grounds feature 3 tiers: bronze, silver, and gold, designed to test and guide you through the absolute basic core functions of your role. The gold trial acts as a controlled exam, forcing you to manage basic knockbacks, active casters, stuns, single tank buster profiles, while protecting an NPC healer. Let's be completely clear. It will not simulate the absolute chaos of a plus 17 key where you are managing 7 different interrupts and 5 packs pulled simultaneously. It won't teach you high-end pacing, but it will prove whether you can or cannot at your baseline follow through. Once these fundamentals are locked, take your preparation a step further. Swap to your class's DPS spec and queue into lower stakes content specifically to spectate other tanks. While playing DPS is structurally less demanding than tanking or healing, remember that some specs are rough to execute well out of the box. Don't get bogged down in trying to top the meters on a complex ult spec. Use the run as an active observation deck. Watch their pack placement, see how they drift the front line, and note what makes their movement readable to you as a damage dealer. Gather those low stakes observations, test them in your own runs, and carry your structural successes upward into more difficult content. The final reality: no shortcuts. Let's end on the ultimate truth. There is no easy way out. There is no shortcut to tanking or any high-tier endgame content. Gear does not equate to skill, and quite frankly, neither does just resting on your laurels with theoretical knowledge and readiness. Experience and execution are what ultimately culminate in your skill. You have to put in the work, you have to get the reps in wherever you can find them. At the end of the day, if you feel like you belong in that high-level content, Stop waiting for permission. Put yourself there. Form your own groups, run your own keys. Never wait around for someone else to look at your profile and tell you that you are good enough for their group. Take the leadership mantle and be the anchor that says someone else is good enough for your group. The send-off. Look, being the anchor is a grueling, high-knowledge investment, and there is only so much insight I can pack into a single briefing. We are here to provide the tools and support for the players who want to help themselves get better. If you're working through your own progression right now, let's open up the channel. Drop a comment below with a foundational question you've been trying to solve. Share a practical tip that helped your own readiness lock into place. Let's build a clean repository of real frontline experience right here. Put the work in, get your reps, and I'll see you out there.